Hi Taurus, welcome to my channel. My name is Kem. So today, Taurus, for your meditative session, you guys got White Raven Spirit, Trust in the Magic, number 66. This is like a really, when this card comes out, it's definitely like a big deal. When I was looking for the card in the deck, I went through the front and then I was like, oh, maybe it's in the back because it wasn't coming. And it was literally the last card that I picked up. So I met in the middle and I picked it up and I was like, that's really weird that it was literally the last card that I picked up. So I think there could be something for you guys, like something about the last time or something about like the last one. I don't know, there's something here. And I think there's something coming for you. Like, they're telling you to trust in the magic, and they're telling you like there's no coincidences in life. Like, everything, there's like no random acts, right? Like, everything is happening in like an accordance that we might not recognize, but like for a reason. So again, it's like there's a reason that I picked it up last. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a reason that it was in the middle. Maybe that has something to do with what's coming for you guys, but they just want you to trust. And they're saying, like, if you're aligned, that everything, like all your intentions and everything like you desire is going to come for you if you're aligned to the right things and to like the right energy, right? So it's a really like auspicious thing, and I really like I'm really curious of like what the hell is coming for you guys. So I definitely feel like something's coming. It's just like you might think it's like a coincidence, or like you won't understand it, but it's like it's not a coincidence, right? It's like they're planning, everything that they've been doing is for you. So yeah, Taurus, crazy energy I feel. Let's pull some cards and see what we got. So Taurus, there is something that they want you to know. Like, with this card coming out and this talking about there not being any coincidences and everything happening like for a reason and nothing being random, there's a reason. I think this has to do with a masculine energy. So if this is a feminine energy, then this is about a masculine in your life. And if you're the masculine energy, then this could be for you. Or maybe this is like not your reading, but this is like a very specific message. There is a point in time, right, when someone had to make a choice, right? And I feel like they're relaying the past, because I don't get, like, there's a lot of past energy here, and they want you to understand something about this king, right? Like, they want you to understand it. So I feel like the reason they want to illuminate you to something is because there's something here about a masculine energy. If you're feminine, like, they want to let you know something about this masculine energy. And I think that you've never, you know when you know something deep down, like you know something, but you don't get any of that like affirmation in the 3D. So you have to just be, like when I was shuffling, I kept getting an intuition card, but I didn't get the intuition card out here, but I did get the high priestess. And it's funny to me because it's like, this is something that I feel like you have been, like you kind of knew, like there's a lot of things that you knew, but you weren't affirmed in the 3D. And I feel like this is like that affirmation. Like, I don't know if you will ever be affirmed in the, like, I don't know, like it's sometimes I don't think we can ever be affirmed in the 3D. It's just something you have to know. And that's why I feel like this white raven is coming out, because it's like you have to know that this is like all for a reason, and you have to know that you're like very powerful, and that like you were right like about a lot, right? Like your intuition was on. Like with the intuition card, this is for you. Like this knowing that you had, you were not wrong. Do you know what I'm saying? You weren't wrong. And whatever, I feel like you've been following a masculine energy, or you're connected to a masculine energy, and you're very like deeply connected, so you feel like their energy. But again, there's no affirmations, because I don't think like you're connected to this person in the 3D. Again, I think every week I get this for Taurus. It's like two people who are not connected, but like a relationship that's like very powerful. So it's like, again, like someone knows about this masculine. It's like, again, a checkup. That's what I'm feeling. Again, it's like they want you to know something about the past, though. Yeah, they want you to know something about the past. So what they want you to know is that like someone did have a choice, right? And someone, I feel like, took the easier route. And I think it was because they were not listening to like their intuition. They were not aligned with spirit. And I feel like the reason that this all happened was for them to become aligned to spirit. Like it was more important, and it could have happened to you too. So it could have been like a mirroring, right? Where it's like they're trying to put someone connected to spirit, right? Like they wanted someone to see. With the Three of Swords, it's like someone who's kind of like working with the divine. And here with the King of Air in reverse, it's like this person was ignoring the divine. They're ignoring their intuition for a really long time. So again, this could have all happened. This is like orchestrated for a reason, right? And with 7 coming out at the end, I really feel like this has to do with the mentality of the king. The mentality of the king. Like this all happened not only for the king. Again, there's like definitely reasons that this happened for you to learn something too. But I feel like you know what you learned, and you don't understand what they learned, or you don't understand like why the cycle happened, and it has to do with them. Like again, it has to do with both of you. What they learned in this cycle couldn't be like taught to them in any other way. Like they had to learn this a certain way. So when they were faced with the decision between, I feel like, you and the 5, we have the 10 of Pentacles and the 5 of Pentacles, right? And Judgment in reverse. So I feel like they were like presented with like 2 options, 2 paths, right? And I feel like one of them could have been very, it's like a tricky energy for them, right? And I feel like this is where this person leaves you behind, right? And I feel like with you wearing this like kind of mask, it's reminding me of like this like you see clearly, like you saw this clearly for a very long time. Like you were able to understand something about this person, and like the reason that they didn't choose you. Like I think, or maybe you saw this coming, like this person wasn't going to choose you. And I feel like it's because with something with Judgment in reverse, it's like something that they repeat over and over again until they learn the lesson. This could have been like a karmic cycle for you guys, or like some sort of karmic loop where this person, until they learn the lesson, or until you learn the lesson, till both of you learn what you need to learn, you're going to repeat the loop, right? So maybe you guys were sent, like there's a contract between you two to like you know, figure shit out and try to learn. But I definitely think that someone like left you behind because they didn't want to be judged by you, possibly, but because also they repeat cycles. They haven't learned the lesson yet, so they repeat the cycle. And I feel like it's interesting because the divine is like granting them the 6 of Cups with the Star. So I feel like this is very much like the energy that you guys are in, right? I feel like this is you. Maybe you offered something to someone. Maybe you were offering them the divine offered it to them, but it was through you. And I think that they weren't able to like take it because I don't feel like they were balanced, right? With the masculine feminine card here, it's like there was an imbalance within them that needed to be kind of like fixed. And because the imbalance isn't like they can't get to this point until they are able to become balanced. And I feel like one of those main things about becoming balanced had to do with their relationship with the divine, right? Or like the relationship they had with like spirit. I think it's like very important for them to have to come back to believe, like to what they believe in, their belief systems, right? And that's why like the 7 is here. Again, I'm telling you, it's like it has a lot to do with the divine. Like, yeah, they might have orchestrated through you to teach this person a lesson about them. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think it's an interesting thing, like, right, that we're kind of used in types of ways to kind of bring people to balance. But if that's the role that you need to play in someone's life, then you know what I mean? Like, sometimes that's the role we're given. And I feel like there's more to this though than I think even you know. Like, I think that you know a lot with the High Priestess, but I feel like with this White Raven coming out, it's like, yes, there's a lot that you know, but there's also things that you don't know. And like, I think that they will be illuminated to you soon. Because I have the King of Fire with the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this is not only this king possibly communicating something to you, but I think it's also the divine bringing clarity into this person's life. Right? So you could be connected to a fire sign, but I think this is definitely about them, right? This is definitely about like the balancing that they needed in their lives to go through so that they could connect. Again, this was all about their balance. And again, I think that you already know that. Like, you know, like what the cycle was, and you understand like why there was a separation, and you understand like the role that you might have played, right? It's interesting for the 4 of Pentacles. When I saw it, I heard in my head, hold on. Like, hold on just a little bit longer. Hold on just a little bit longer. So I don't know if like you're expecting some sort of outcome and it like hasn't come. And then again, it's like with the High Priestess, it's like you already know that it's gonna come, but it's like it hasn't come yet. So I feel like you've been waiting for a really long time. But I think that they're trying to like set, like this card reminds me of the Topsy-Turvy card, where things aren't like what they seem, right? And I think it's like the failure of this relationship might not be what it seemed. There's a lot of confusion around like this relationship, right? And I think like that's what the clarity is gonna kind of be brought to you. Like, they're gonna bring some sort of clarity to you. But I think with this 4 of Pentacles, it's like, hold on, like this hasn't it's like either that it hasn't ended yet, or like you haven't gotten all the facts yet, or like, and like there's a lot that you have known that you figured out on your own, and they're like kind of like giving you that like encouragement and that acknowledgement that like, wow, you do know how to use your intuition. Whereas this person had to learn that. Maybe you both had to learn it. To be honest, I feel like with these types of divine couples and these pairs, it's not only one person learning it, but both learning it kind of similarly at the same, like maybe not at the same exact time, but like together, right? Like, maybe you learned it before them, but like they're still learning a lesson that you had to learn too. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like both of you had to learn a similar lesson, and I feel like it has to do with your intuition. And I think that like this person's finally like kind of catching up. I don't know if this reminded me of last week. Was that what it was? If this person's like catching up, I can't remember. But I think again, it's like the confusion surrounding like this relationship or the end of this relationship. I think that they're gonna try to bring some sort of clarity to you, but I think it has to be like a little bit like they're saying to wait and hold on a little bit longer. So yeah, I think that's just like the messages we use, like wait, hold on a little bit longer. Like, yeah, there's stuff that you know, but there's things that you don't know. And it's like, now that this person has, like, yeah, maybe you did know that you were being like kind of used in a divine way, like as a divine instrument to like bring someone to clarity. But then again, so were they. Like, they were used as a divine instrument to show you clarity. And it's like, maybe they brought you closer to your intuition and you brought them closer to their intuition. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like, it wasn't a one-way thing, even though a lot of people feel like it's like, oh, well, like this person used me, or this person like, you know, like I'm just like a tool basically for the divine. It's like, yeah, you are, but so are they. Like, none of us are exempt from the divine. The divine like will use us as they will, but it's only for our benefit. They're never going to do something maliciously, even though you feel like they might be. So that's like another thing that you have to understand. It's like the ways that, yeah, we are kind of used by the divine, but it's like, in a way, it's to help. It's to help people. It's not like to hurt people. And if there is a hurt or there's a pain, it's like we're meant to kind of transmute that energy and like alchemize the energy into something bigger than that, like pain into like learning, wisdom, right? So I definitely think like the mentality of the king has changed. The king is brought closer to the divine, and with that comes some sort of, I feel like it could come some information could be coming to you, but they're telling you to hold on. So you guys already got trust in the magic. Let's see if there's any divine feminines for you. Taurus. So Taurus, you guys got Fatima, the mother of imams. Imams, love is my lineage and gratitude is my religion. I'm getting a lot of family, like the mother, the lineage, right? Like the family. And it's interesting because it's like the mother is revered because the mother is what, like, the mother is the one that teaches like her children, right? And I think that's kind of the dynamic here. It's like the divine taught you to something, right? And even though like a mother's job is very tough, sometimes you have to be like strict, sometimes you have to be loving. Like the mother has to take on a lot of roles, right? Like the mother cannot just only be loving. The mother has to be like stern at some times. The mother has to like, do you know what I'm saying? There's lessons that the mother has to teach the kid, and sometimes the lesson isn't only like, the lesson can't be taught by like like the lesson has to be taught a certain way, and sometimes the mother has to be like stern, sometimes the mother has to be tough. That's to like teach the children the right way, right? And it's like sometimes it could seem very like harsh, but that's the responsibility of the mother. And that's kind of what I'm getting with the divine, and I'm also getting that with you and this person. It's like you guys are like family in some sort of way. You guys are like from a similar lineage, right? And again, maybe you came to teach each other something. Maybe you have like this role that you have with this other person is bigger than like most people in the 3D can understand. But there's something here about like taking care of your family, right? Taking care of the other person. So if you feel like I feel like if you truly love this person, right, then you would understand that the role you played in was like very important in this person growing. So if you truly like love this person, then you'd be like, okay, like that's a beautiful thing that I taught them this lesson for them to grow because I love them so much. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not like not having love for yourself. It's not a lack of love for yourself. It's understanding how much you love this other person. Same as the divine. The divine has to teach you a tough lesson. Do you know how sometimes there's like that one parent that lets you get away with everything, and then there's a parent that doesn't, and like you kind of resent that parent for a really long time until you're in the situation where you're a parent and then you realize like, oh shit, like my parent was only trying to teach me shit that I needed to learn. Sometimes they were like really stern and strict with me, but it only like helped me out in my life, right? And that's kind of like the lesson here. It's like for you and this person, if you really like love this person, then you don't mind being an instrument in helping them grow. And if you feel like the divine has been like a strict parent who's been like enforcing a lot of rules in your life and like stirring shit up, it's only to teach you a lesson to make you better. And like they have to kind of put themselves in that position sometimes. So yeah, Taurus, I really love this reading. I love you guys. I hope this resonates, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.